Hello and welcome. This is the Talking Bridges Talk Show. I'm your host, Larry Montgomery Sr. This is my co host, William. Introduce yourself.
Good evening, everyone. I'm William Montgomery, and thank you for attending our Crossing Bridges talk show today.
Yes, now, this week, we had a discussion last week, a little bit about politics and having that fatherly conversation, which was in part, a good overview. In reality, it may have been a little different because we both sit on two different sides of the aisle. But that's something that, as a parent, you have to be prepared for because once the child, a 5-year-old is one kind of conversation. Uh, Teenager is another kind of conversation. Young adult, if you can have a conversation, yeah. But then when they become grown people, it's totally different. And I think we still get some feedback from your phone. Do you have it? Is it also coming out your computer too, or no?
I'm hearing it cut out, but I'm not hearing any feedback.
I'm hearing back and forth, like a delay. Um, so anyway, you have your computer on. Speakers on your computer?
No, I'm using my phone like I always do.
Yeah. So anyway, having a conversation, we still need to realize that it is a conversation and it's not personal, and it's because politics can be personal, just like religion. You know, we could probably walk on eggshells when we're talking about love and relationships, but the other two, sometimes you step on a toe that you didn't mean to. So anyway, without discussing politics, and we're all facing the 1 second here. So I'm ready.
Gotta have you prepared. You gotta be prepared, folks.
COVID is serious. I've actually heard. This before we start whatever conversation we're going to have. That a lot of people who have caught it and gotten over it have mental health issues, like within 3 to 6 months after, experiencing this thing here. And so this is like crazy, man. I mean, you get messed up, you be messed up, getting out of a health situation like that, could be fatal. And then turning around and having some mental issues. And obviously it's gotten to the point whereas enough people have done it, that have gone through it, that they've actually had to say something. Usually they don't say nothing about anything to exacerbate the situation. But when it gets to the point of it's going to get out sooner or later, you have to start talking about it and letting people understand that, it's something that, could happen and that you should be prepared for it. So if you've run into someone or you've personally experienced it, you might want to have that conversation with your doctor as to, should I be expecting, to have some questions about mental health now that I've gone through this and come out of it. But on a more pleasant front, holidays are coming, and I don't know what your economic situation is, but here in my household, since we don't have any children up in here, we can talk about grandparents sending gift cards. Maybe not any presents, years ago, got to have some presents under the tree. Got to have a tree. Got to have some presents under the tree. You got to have help to have a special gift for each child, and then some fodder, some little clutter gifts, a little something to distract them from the big gift, and so it could be quite expensive nowadays. I mean, I don't shop for gifts. I'm like, I might as well just give you a gift card and get it over with, because I go in the store, I get sticker shock. I don't know where they get these prices from. Some of these things, they're like, you can't be serious. You're trying to sell us for this price. And your mother always said, so you don't know what prices are these days. Nope, I don't. And I had to go find them. But Larry's not here. He's got young kids. Your daughter is old enough to know, well, look, if I didn't buy it for myself, the likelihood I would under the tree. So you kind of hold you up at a certain age.
Yeah.
But your sister, she's always expecting something. You're like, hey, you're making six figures. Easy. You looking for a gift? You serious?
About a holiday card. There you go.
And you want a card.
Oh,
should be something in that card. Yeah, well, it used to be like that, but now,
Well, with your sense of humor, Dad, I would imagine that you would take a picture of some money and put it in an envelope.
I got a clue now. Send you a photo of 100 with Benjamin. Yeah. See what you can do with this down at the Walmart. Oh God. But kids are funny.
I got to do a disclaimer. Don't try that at home, people.
Not in real life. Might not go really well. What is this? You're giving me a counterfeit? Anyway. No, you can save that. Put it in your account. Yeah, right. That'll work. Anyway, I mean, listen, there are, you always hear stories about folks driving that Mercedes, pulling up to the welfare office, give me a free gift so I can give my child. Are you serious? Yeah. People got no car, ain't even got a bike, looking for something to give their children, to give them hope, and you pulling up, the check ain't been right, and you want to give you some money or one of the shelters or whatever, provide you with something. You driving around in a $50,000 car, talking about life is hard. Are you serious? Don't sell that car. Let me know what is then. But you, as a parent, you got to have that conversation with your kids to let them understand that sometimes people be fronting. I mean, we have an apartment in a apartment complex, and I see people, cars out there. Some of them driving them high ends. You got a high end car and you in an apartment? Really? I just buy a small house.
Can I throw something in there real quick, Dad? Because when my dad says the word fronting, I know what he means, but for the other people out there, it's kind of like living beyond your means. I just had to translate that real quick for the people.
Yeah. And not living wisely. I mean, yeah, we all make mistakes, but sometimes somebody got to give you a clue. That doesn't make a lot of sense. You over here borrowing money from me for bread, cigarette money, and you can't pay your rent, but you're driving that SUV. You got those $100 sneakers on to the club. You got to get perspective in here. Some things. Oh, well, I still got to keep my image up. You broke.
That's your image.
Revel in it. Live up. You broke.
And don't get it twisted. Being broke is nothing to be ashamed of. I
No,
mean, it's not something that you want to be at forever. But if you don't start stacking your money, you're always going to be broke. If you keep spending your money frivolously, you're always going to be broke. So
right,
save it up, build up what you can, and then get stuff that you don't have to worry about somebody coming to take from you.
right,
Sorry.
right, right. Yeah, I mean, you want to live within your means because, you know, it makes sense. You can live longer,
Hmm.
waiting for your book to come in, your ship to come in or whatever. Yeah, I understand that. But until then, don't live like you already on the ship.
Yeah.
Live like you are. You know?
Can I say something? I'm
Sure.
sorry to keep jumping in here, but I don't want to sound like I'm a hypocrite. I'm just speaking from experience because I was one of those people that, you know, didn't do stuff wisely. I mean, I didn't go crazy with it, but I can look back and say, well, even though I didn't go crazy with it, I didn't do what I needed to do the right way. I could have been in a way better position in my life at 45 years old if I would have just did some minor things.
Mm,
And I'm just trying to pass that knowledge to the other people out there that might be viewing, because the best way to learn is to learn from other people's mistakes. So if
mm,
I can tell you what my mistakes were and you can learn from it and be better,
mm,
then my suffering wasn't for nothing.
mm. Well, a perfect example would be this COVID thing that we're going through right now, where some people want to wear a mask. Some people, oh, it's my right. I don't have to wear a mask. But if you did wear it, because you're not only protecting yourself, but you're protecting other people, we might not go through this as long as we're going to have to go through it. That's the point. That's where you're being selfish at. You say, well, I don't have to wear a mask because it's my right. You got a right to die, but I don't necessarily want to go with you. You know, why would you jeopardize my life, shorten my life because you don't want to? I mean, if you can't afford a conversation, but you're just that stupid to think that it's going to be okay. People are dying like it's okay out here nowadays. This second wave, this just not getting started. They're talking about not having a vaccine until an approved vaccine until maybe April, you know, and by the time they deliver it, if they deliver it free to everyone, you're talking about maybe May, June, maybe. But how many people are going to be exposed between now and then? It continues to crest like it is. We're already at what, 200 and almost 50,000 dead, and 10 million infected. By this time next month, it may be 15 million infected and 500,000 dead. The hospitals are already overwhelmed, and it's a simple thing. So you wear the mask for 6 months, a year, better than having to wear it for 10 years or forever, you know. The thing is people, the disease, it don't care who you are, how much money you got, what kind of lifestyle you live in, what your orientation is. I mean, it's stuff. You know, I mean, if they don't teach biology in school like me, it might be a hard concept for some folk, but it really isn't if you really think about it. You sneeze and somebody else, they get sick. They sneeze in your face, you get sick.
Hmm.
Now when you're going to sneeze. That's not how it works. Most times you don't know when you're going to sneeze. It's hit you.
Yep.
The other thing is, you be sick, walk around here, people don't know you sick.
Hmm.
That's the killer right there. I didn't know I was sick, and so everybody else around me gets affected, and then now you sick. Now you realize you're going to go do something about it.
Mm.
Maybe had you kept the mask on, you wouldn't have that problem. But anyway, we're here to talk about holidays.
Yeah.
You cooking Thanksgiving dinner?
Nope.
Oh. Did I ever cook Thanksgiving dinner for us?
I don't think so. I remember you cooking some pies a few times.
Yeah,
Uh,
I would do that. I stay in my lane,
I need that recipe though.
No.
Stop being selfish.
You got to figure that out. Figuring out
Right.
Well, he was okay. He was a good pie. Oh, God. I haven't made a pie in a while. I don't think it's been a couple of years easy.
Okay.
I'm like, wow, I have to go look for where put the recipe,
All right.
Jeez.
Well, I'll let you know when I'm coming to town. It'll be a couple of days after you find that recipe.
Yeah.
Like
Call me.
the ingredients, I'll bring it.
Call me. Yeah. Go find a potato and see what I can do with it. I mean, yeah, that's a good thing for a parent to be able to do, is to be known for something. Hey, Dad could swing a good hammer. Okay, it must be good with a hammer. Make a good pie. Whatever. Because that's something you pass down. Yeah, and you never know. You like it, and the whole world might like it. Yeah, didn't know. But you have something that you can share and teach. And then I teach you how to make pie, and next time you teach your daughter, and you teach her kids. I mean, it's family tradition.
Yeah.
Sometimes we gloss over these things. We don't really focus on them, until it's too late. My father was a funny guy. Sometimes he really wasn't funny, but I just laughed anyway, so I could stop.
That was encouragement, though. That wasn't going
to. There's a trick you learn after a while. Just keep smiling. He'll go away after a while.
Hey, you can't give out all the secrets.
Oh God! I remember my mother made chitlins once. The house stunk. I'm like, what are you doing in here? And she'd be quick to tell you, you got a problem with what I'm doing? I guess you won't be eating tonight. And it was funny because my aunt, my grandmother's sister, could cook them. And she could cook them, and you didn't know she was cooking it because she figured out how to deal with the smell. And since you didn't smell it, you may not necessarily know what you was eating.
Yeah.
My mother cooked it. Oh, the smell! No, I don't care what it tastes like. Nope, can't get past the stove. You ain't getting it.
I hear that.
So that only happened like once or twice. That wasn't regular, And my aunt, Oralee, she would make an egg pie. Or did he call it egg cream pie? It was white. It came out like that, but it was good though. I mean, it was good. I mean, at first I didn't know what it was because it was white. Like, what is that? They ate that pie. I got a piece of it. So, next time you make it, call me. I'll be there. So I don't know anybody else who really could cook good. I'm trying to think. You can go to other people's house and eat. Some people could cook, but then you had the regular stuff at home. It was regular. It was good, but it wasn't like special good. Yeah, teach your kids how to cook. They interested in working in the kitchen?
I guess I gotta have that conversation, see what they really if they're interested in cook. I mean, they're interested in other stuff, but I don't think anybody's really showed a interest in learning how to cook. I mean, I guess most people figure they can cook, so they're not even trying to learn how to cook. They just think, oh, I can cook. I know how to cut a stove on, boil some water. The next thing you know, all the water done evaporated because somebody's watching TV. You can't even boil water. Okay.
Yeah, but they can show up to the kitchen every day.
Oh yeah. Yep. Hmm.
You know, you show up here to do something other than eat.
Hmm.
I
About to
think,
make some potatoes, kill them potatoes over there.
yeah, I think April made something once. Um, it was a vegetarian dish. It
Ooh,
was okay, you know,
okay.
like no meat.
As soon as you say no meat, people start to cringe. Like okay.
What is that? They start looking all funny. What is that? It's chicken. Tastes like chicken. Rattlesnake. You can cook that and eat that. It tastes like chicken. Really? That must be a special dish because I ain't eating it. Uh, but anyway, you froze?
Now I had a text message. I think
Oh,
somebody trying to join us,
oh yeah.
asking if there's a call-in number. But
Wow.
if you don't mind, I'll try to send them a text real quick. It might freeze up. The link.
Oh yeah.
It's a person of interest.
Okay. You're smiling. I guess you know who they are.
Yeah, I don't want to spoil it because if I can't make it happen, then okay.
Uh,
Well, give me a second.
sure. We'll do a commercial while you're doing that.
Okay.
Crickets. Do 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 do. Song and dance routine. Stay tuned for the news. What news you say? Better than dead air. So anyway, for Thanksgiving, if you don't want to cook, you could order from what's that place? Um, Boston Market. They do box office business on Thanksgiving Day, but you can order in advance. We're doing a commercial for Boston Market. I like Boston Market, especially the ribs. You back?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we just did our first Boston Market commercial.
I'm just sending you some proceeds.
Yeah, it didn't really work out, but I don't know if we got them any new customers. Oh my goodness. I see a name on the screen here. I can't imagine who it is. I see.
Hello.
Hey,
Hello. I'm well. How are you guys?
good. We got no video.
Yeah, I hadn't shaved or cut my hair or anything like that. So, but I had some time, so I want to jump in and talk to you guys.
Great. Glad to
Greatly
have
appreciate it.
you. I mean, I didn't shave this morning, but this week,
Neither did I.
William, you can see he ain't shaved. Hard him with razor blades.
In the
He got a little gray here. It is what it is.
Mm.
I could get some what they call that hair dye.
Just for men?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah.
I don't like that. I don't like that. It don't look natural.
Yeah, some people, man, they should be ashamed of themselves. I mean, a lot of people don't have the right color. It don't match
Yep.
their skin, so it stand out. It's
Yep.
like darker than your hair color. It's like you just telling people it's fake, but natural's always good.
I'm with the natural.
But mine comes out kind of like a off black. If I used it once or twice, and it was, made the hair look like it was dead.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's what it looks like to me.
Yeah. So I don't use it. It is what it is. You know, hey, I can't do nothing about it. I ain't gonna worry about it.
Yep.
I'm already married.
That's right.
The thing is, if you look good, you got to be, you know, I mean, you are you. You the best representation of yourself. You look good. You know,
Yep.
It's like I wear it well. I mean, now if you're wearing it crazily, you can always cut it off. But you know, if it look good, it look good.
Yep.
So Larry, where's Christopher?
He's in the kitchen washing dishes.
Oh,
Is he on
got
punishment?
to get those.
He on punishment?
Huh?
Is he on punishment, or are you just doing the right thing?
No, he's doing the right thing. They just went. Him and London just went to the store. They brought some stuff back, and he's washing some dishes, and they getting ready to make dinner
Okay.
or lunch or whatever it is. Yeah, dinner.
Do they cook?
Yeah,
Okay.
they those two are fully functioning. The younger two, they still a work in progress.
You make cereal. What the heck?
Yeah, they can do that. They can make peanut butter and jelly stuff like that. But
Yeah.
more complicated stuff, dude.
Listen,
That's what I mean.
you make peanut butter and jelly, you never go hungry.
That's
right.
right. That's right. That's a staple.
So can I throw something in there real quick? The reason
Go
why he's
for it.
asking about that, we were just talking about, you know, learning to cook and teaching the young people, you know, passing stuff down to the generation. So that's where that question came from. Just so you know.
Okay. Yeah, we want the guys and the girls to be able to function by themselves, and they're not dependent on anybody else. So we're working on getting everybody there.
Mhm.
Then me and Shemeka won't have to cook at all. You know what I mean?
You got enough chefs there.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that's right. That is right. We
And you
do.
work on the sides, you work on the mains, you got cleanup.
No. You need the master chef and the sous chef, and the sous chef do all the work while the master chef just give advice and criticize.
Yeah.
That's the role I aspire to have.
A taste test.
That's right. No, this is totally wrong. Do it over.
Oh, God. Yeah, so we were talking about Thanksgiving, and we talked about Christmas. You know, as far as from a father's perspective, parent perspective, you know, sometimes it was a good year, and sometimes it wasn't such a good year. And
Right.
strategies that you got to come up with, because you know, people, just the kids, they looking for what they expect. You know, what you've taught them, what you raised them to understand that this is what happens at that particular point in time. You know, and so it can be very, very stressful. But then again, it's also an opportunity to de-stress by saying, look, you know, I like to buy you the gift that you want, and then, you know, some sundry gifts to go along with it. But this year, we're just going to get you one special gift, and I'll see you on your birthday.
Oh, I am a subscriber to that method there. You know, when you got younger kids, you know, you could buy a whole bunch of stuff that, you know, they'll like and they'll play with for, you know, a decent amount of money. But as they get older, one and done is the way I like to do it now. So you get what you need, some socks, some drawers, stuff like that, and the one thing you're going to get that you're happy with, and that's it. 'Cause money don't grow on trees. I don't know about y'all, but here, you get what you get. You can be happy about it.
Yeah. You got to understand that, and not feel bad about it, because it could be nothing.
That's right.
Yeah, it could be nothing.
They like to eat, so
not that you planned it
gotta
that way,
make
but
smart
you know,
decisions.
sometimes it is. So, and so we talked about cooking, you know, and so we just did talk about cooking, because it's good to understand how to make a complete meal. You know, I don't know if you guys really had that experience with me. Peanut butter and jelly and a glass of milk, that's a complete meal.
It is.
Yeah, if you got some potatoes, that's extra, so you're good.
We didn't starve.
Nope.
We did not starve.
You're not hungry today. I'll make it till tomorrow. At least
That's right.
come home. Then we'll see what happens. Yeah, but anyway, so do we have Larry? I guess I have to ask you that question. Have you had a conversation with Christopher and Larry the third about the fatherly responsibilities of making sure that the kids have a full and wholesome meal every day?
Well, yes, to a degree of the way that you asked the question. So we've dealt with changes in our dietary habits from time to time. We went vegan, and we kind of fell off the wagon, and we're starting to eat right again. But we definitely have conversations about the importance of feeding your body properly, and the responses your body gives you when you don't give it what it needs, and the response you get when you do give your body what it needs. So yes, you want to have, we explain, you want to have a balanced meal, but they usually, they watch what me and their mother make. So we always try to make a balanced meal, so it's not just heavy on one particular food group.
Like me.
Yes. Or bread, or if you let kids eat what they'll just eat some form of snack and call it a day. Well, you can't do that. But if you got to teach them that. If you don't teach them that, they're going to think that's what they're supposed to do, and they'll eat what they like until diabetes jump on them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So it's good to have that conversation. That's good. So how's the weather down there?
Oh my goodness. It won't get cold. We expect it to get cold. It will not get cold. So it's in that in between, not quite comfortable range.
Okay.
It's warm. It's warmer than it should be. It's not cold like it should be. So you kind of got to figure out during which part of the day how you're going to dress.
Yeah. But that's life.
Yep.
This too will pass.
Yep.
Because when winter hit, it'll hit, and it won't want to leave until it get kicked out.
Yeah. That's the case. Winter here is like, I don't know, 2-3 weeks, and then it's springtime again.
Okay.
Yeah, it's fickle. Like here we get it'll probably start getting cold. The temperature has dropped, but as far as getting cold, it'll probably start getting cold like later on this month, but in Georgia, we very rarely see snow. But we might have an ice storm, late in January, February, but we won't have like snow like up in New York and stuff like that. I don't know how it is in Alabama. I would assume it's similar, but maybe
it's
not.
Very similar. Very similar. It's weird.
Yeah, we were in Alabama once visiting, and they had with the black ice.
Yeah, they don't prepare the roads very well here, so any kind of road hazard is treacherous here.
Yeah. It was serious. I mean, we were leaving the hotel to come visit, and we got on the highway. We couldn't make the next exit.
Yep.
Car started swerving.
Yep.
The other cars in front of us swerving. So, time to get off of here, baby. Go back to the hotel.
Yeah.
I learned the hard way. We first got down here, and I was like, man, it was like 2 inches of snow. I was like, man, please, I'm from New York. I made it around the corner, and that car did a 360, and I slowly crept my butt back to the house.
Yeah, because once that car leaves the road, starts to slide like it's okay, you got no control.
Yep.
They say you should steer into it.
Yeah.
Sometimes it just don't work that way.
That's right.
Because it be going.
Yeah.
By the time that we were there and we slid, we thank God that there was no other traffic, because really all the traffic was behind us.
Right.
It started to slide and took off. And so we were ahead of the traffic, and they were smart. Well, let me just stop here and see what happens. We got under control and said, where's the exit? Because I'm getting off of this bad boy. And
Yeah.
walk from here. We going. We're not. No, that was too much. Yeah. So anyway, we're glad to have you stop by.
Definitely.
Thank you.
Do a drive-by. And so, listen, one day we're going to have the kids come on, to at least get the experience of, participating, everybody's kids. So I have to call April.
All right.
She's my kid now. Will you? You have to figure out which group you're going to bring up.
I'll see what I can do.
See who's going to be, yeah. See who's going to be available. But Larry, I know you got a team already there.
Yeah, I do. One short of a basketball squad.
Oh God. But it's nice, I really, it blesses my heart, that we can do this,
Right.
and that we can do it in front of people and not feel that we're going to embarrass ourselves or embarrass anybody else. The truth is the truth, really. But our truth is not something that is so foreign that no one else has ever experienced it. The things that we've gone through as a family and as individuals in our own households, we can add value to almost every situation that comes out. And those that we can't add value to, we can be empathetic and sympathetic to, because, you're blessed and you should be appreciated that you're blessed. And sometimes people's blessing comes a little later than they had hoped for.
Right.
Realize that they're in trouble until the trouble starts to really show up. And then they say, oh, well, God, I thought you was with me. But he's always there.
Yep.
Because it can always be worse.
Yep.
Sometimes we just glory. And a lot of times we ask the question, why me, Lord? And I'm sure God sits back and says, well, why not you?
That's right.
I can do anybody and everybody at any time I'd like to. So be happy that I thought enough of you to take you through, because I'm going to bring you out of this.
Right.
Yeah. Get all the
good. So anybody have some final comments? We got about another 12 minutes.
Well, I would like to add something to what you just said, if you don't mind.
Sure.
They were saying that God only puts on you what you can handle. So if it gets tough, just believe, you believe in the Lord, it's him also believing in you. He ain't going to let you, crumble out there. Just believe that he's going to be on your side and lift you up when you start slipping.
That's an interesting point.
Yes.
I could add something to it, but I'm going to hear what Larry got to say.
Okay. It's a slippery slope. The point that Will made. I don't know how deep y'all want to get. There's people that do believe in the Lord. Yes, but the Bible says even the demons believe. Right? It's not just believing. You have to have that relationship with the Lord And that's what gives you the security and the peace that he'll be there for you. There's people that believe in the Lord and is out there doing everything against what the Lord said. The Bible also says the people going to show up and be like, Lord, Lord, and he gonna be like, who's that?
How'd you get my number?
Yeah. I got a new phone. I don't know who this is, and hang up on you. So, I'm not trying to be nitpicky with what Will said, but in these days and times, we have to be more specific and more targeted in what we're saying, because there's a lot of people that feel like they may be okay because they feel like they're just good, they're a good person and I'm okay, and that's not the situation. You got to be tight with the Lord. You can't just be cool. You can't just give him a head nod every once a week or whatever and think everything is cool. You got to know him and spend time with him and fellowship with him and hear his voice, so y'all good. Like if I got in trouble and for God forbid whatever reason and I need a place to stay, I could go home. I believe I could go home, right? But imagine Hideki Smith shows up at Dad's door talking about, I need a place to stay, I'm in a bad place. What do you think Dad's gonna say, Will? Exactly. Exactly. The same thing with God. If you don't know God, you don't spend time with him, you don't, talk to him or nothing, and then it's time to find a place to stay for eternity, you trying to get into heaven. God's like, are you serious? Get out of here. So, I'm not being nitpicky with what Will said about just believe. You have to believe. That's the first foundational step. But then you have to go past just believe and move into relationship with God to make sure you are able to call and demand the promises that he has made available to you.
Everybody has an opportunity to have a relationship with God. And sometimes, depending on what point in time it is, your relationship may not be mature yet.
Right.
And so, getting back to what William had pointed out, at a certain time in my life, what he said would have been exactly what I would have said. God is not a problem. He's always there for you.
Mm-hmm.
But then as your relationship matures, God wants to know, how are you going to be there when he wants you to be there? When he wants you to be there. And so that means that sometimes you're going to have to find yourself in a position where it's really uncomfortable. That's really a problem. So he can sit back and say, well, okay, yeah, well, so-and-so is committed. They really believe and they're earnestly trying to. And he will bring you out. It may not be easy.
Right.
Maybe, and when I say may not be easy, to you, in your head, when it's pointed about more on you than you can handle, is only to a certain level. He'll put everything on you that he knows he can handle.
Right.
In case, that's stuff in case. But when you fail, because you're going to fail, that's the nature of fail. And if only for him that we are saved. And so, he'll take you there if he wants to. And, I speak for myself. Sometimes it's like, God, you can't be serious with this, man, because I can't handle this. I'm sure he looks at me and laughs and say, yeah, well, what do you do when I do this next thing?
Right.
Because I'm going to keep doing it until you get it right.
Right.
Or perfect you.
Right.
Get you to the point where now I can use you to testify to someone else, to give a word to someone else. And the word is just encouragement and information that, I went through this. Maybe it wasn't exactly like yours, but you can feel my pain,
Right.
Be through it.
Right.
didn't have to. He didn't have to.
Right.
He left you right there and let you go. But his grace and his mercy is more than sufficient.
That's right.
I'm not going to preach, but I just want to make it clear that hope is eternal. Believe. You can always hope for something. He'll give you what you want when he decides you're ready to have it, and he's ready to give it to you. Some days are not as easy as other days. That's just a fact. Some days are so hard you just don't even know. I don't want to think about tomorrow. I'm just hoping I get through the day.
Right.
Other days it's like, yeah, what I'm gonna do this tomorrow, because this is going on. I got this one popping. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, right. But anyway.
Can I go ahead and say something?
Sure.
Well, everybody that's watching, y'all see how that went. I opened up the door, Larry kicked it in, Dad came down and put the hammer smash. Okay. That's family, we work together. We don't know everything. My brother, took what I was saying and shed more light on it. And then my father came and shed more light on it. So this is what family's supposed to be doing, like, I'm the youngest out there on this show right here. But as you saw how what I said, actually my father opened up the door, he unlocked the key, I pushed it open, peeking, and my brother came in and was like, "No, little brother." he didn't belittle me in any way, because everything that he said, I understand it as he said it, and I didn't take offense to it. A lot of people don't like criticism, but I didn't take it as criticism. I looked at it as him giving me information that I was missing, or I didn't say, because if I don't say it, then it may look like I don't know it. But I do know what my brother's telling me is actually actual fact, and also what my father's telling me is actual fact. So beautiful session.
It's all love, man. It's all love. Whether you're my son or not, it's my responsibility to let you know. Yeah, okay. Your point was a good point. There's no question about that. And if you were wrong, there's a way to handle that. I'm not here to judge you. No one's here to judge me. You just, hey, listen, I experienced it differently than you did.
Right.
Actually, I've been around a little longer. So it's just like, just because I've been around, I should have experienced something, or should be able to add some value, or at least some insight, and if not, just shake your head yes and keep it moving.
Right.
It's no problem. You ain't getting paid to do this. I get a dollar when I'm right. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
But when I said you keep the hammer smash, I wasn't saying that in a negative way. I was saying that, like just like really solidifying, what the path. Like I said, I started on the path, but I didn't shine a clear light on it. You know what I'm saying? It was just more light and more light, positive stuff. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I meant by that. But
no, you're fine. Fine.
Yeah.
Plus you're the guest host. So I'd have cut you off if you was wrong.
Cut his mic. Cut his mic.
It's gone. But anyway,
So I want to piggyback on a point that Dad made earlier about God giving you what you asked for. I when he said that, I kind of saw this in my mind, that I agree. When you ask God for something, He'll give it to you. But I think He doesn't give you the sometimes it seems like, for me, most of the time, He doesn't give you the completed version of what you're expecting to receive. Like, He'll provide you with the means and the tools and the media to work with, but you got to do the work. For instance, if I want a statue, He'll give me a log and a chisel. And then I got to use my faith and my skills and the stuff that He gave me to turn it into the thing that I want it to be. Now, if I quit, if I give up, then I won't have the completeness of what I wanted. But that does not mean that God didn't do it. He did His part. and it's a two-part thing. He does his part, and I got to do mine. Now, we all agree that God does his part every time.
Mhm.
The issue is, do we finish the job?
Yeah.
But your point, the first part of that is we ask for stuff that we want. We ask for stuff that we think we want.
Right.
I mean, how many times did you ask for something and then when you got it, say, "Oh no, that's not. That's not.
You are correct. You are correct.
No, this is too much, or it's not enough, or whatever."
Or this the wrong thing.
Right. And that's a good thing that he would only give you because he can see, he already knows what you're going to do. There's a lot
Right.
of resources on you. You ain't going to follow through.
Right.
But okay, because you asked, I'm going to give you this and you see what you do. But
Right.
we have free will. We can change our mind.
Mhm.
And it could have been ordained, like William said. I think I want that, Lord. Could you give me that? And you say, well, I'm gonna let it do a drive-by and see how you respond. And because if you want, there's no reason I give you, like you say, Larry, the tools and the resources to get you started and to see what you do from there. Which is a good thing because I mean I'd have a lot of stuff sitting in here just collecting dust because I wanted it. I really didn't want it.
Right.
It's something to have. Yeah. Can I get that? But he's a good God. He's worthy to be praised.
Yes.
We're down to the last 10 minutes. I'm going to say thank you right now. I'm going to tell you that I love you because I do.
Yes.
And I want everybody to know it.
Love you too.
And
I got to
I'm glad
jump in with my commercial.
you come. Thank you. I'm glad that you took the time to come and participate. And you're always welcome to come back.
Well, thank you.
Unless I tell you don't come. What? Don't come. Are you serious? You're on Facebook. I got you, baby. No.
All right.
Oh,
But anyway,
time I got to
I
do
wanna
my.
thank you. Yeah. You
I
had
got to
something?
do my commercial.
Yep.
Oh, thanks everybody for attending. If you would like to recommend some topics, please shoot us a link in the, a message in the comment section so that we can look at the topics and try to get it in the rotation.
Okay. And what are we going to talk about next week? Did we say?
I don't think we brought that up.
No, it's getting yeah, we need a topic for next week. Otherwise, we'll just be here.
I got a question. I have a
Huh?
question.
Okay.
Is this election business settled or is this still up in the air?
Still up in the air.
Still up in the air. And funny you should mention it because it is really an important issue, and right now me and William are on two different sides of the aisle.
Oh,
And we talked about the passion that politics brings to the table. And so we really didn't want to have a conversation about politics.
okay. I understand.
Well, not a full blown like this first that, but we did talk about politics last week about family and how the conversation could go, should go, and
It's but you could be the moderator.
I don't know if I could moderate. I may be an agitator.
Anyway,
it's like everybody would be an agitator because
Yeah, I'll see if y'all decide to do that. I'll do my best to see if I could join. There's some things I would like to share, but not in a instigatory fashion. Just so maybe a point of view that hadn't been shared.
okay.
that's all it is. We share information, sharing ideas, and sometimes we differ, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
It's all love at the end of the day.
Yes.
At the end of the day. But the trip there might be rocky.
But we understand that. We understand that, and that's what a family has to know. Like it's not always easy. You love that person. What they say might feel like it's cutting, but it's love heals all wounds, and you can't take it personal. If you take it personal, then you probably shouldn't have that
Right.
conversation.
I think that's the key. I think that's the key. If we could stay with the issue, because at the end of the day, we're talking about what we project or we think other people are going to do.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm. Okay. Well, we're gonna let me stop this show and stay on because
Okay.
we usually chat a little bit afterwards anyway.
Okay.
Right now, let me just say thank you and good night and God bless you. I
God
thank
bless.
my guests for coming and taking the time to participate, and we'll hopefully speak to you again next week. Let me
All
see
right.
if I can get my um, here it is.